Hello YouTube. What's up, shrimp fam? Thought I'd do a quick update because I got lots of changes going on. Been real busy with work, real busy in the shrimp room, real busy with holidays going on. So, hey, the Amphibian and Fish channel, you're here first. Turbo Fish, what's up? Hey guys, welcome. Yeah, I just thought I'd do an update because there's been a lot going on in my fish room here. And I know I haven't put out a lot of videos. I used to do 2 or 3 a week. Kayla, what's up? Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, I used to put out 2 or 3 a week, and it's been slowing down just because it's been real busy lately. And I haven't had time to, edit videos and get them out there. So I thought I'd at least do a live stream and get a video out there. Fish and Shrimp by Rich, welcome. Keep on lurking. The way I'm holding the camera here is I might be covering the mic a little bit by accident sometimes. So let me know if I cover my mic and the sound quality goes down. But basically I'm going to switch the camera here and do a quick update. And it all started, let me see. It was a roller coaster. Ups and downs, ups and downs. So let's start with the down. It started with the down. So basically, this tank over here, I gotta flip the camera around. This tank up here, the first tank, the one that's built into the wall, that was the Royal Blue Tiger tank. This tank, I realized, started going downhill. I noticed that there were a lot of babies in the tank, and when Rob from Flip Aquatics came and did a tour of my room, I don't think he released that video yet. Hopefully it's coming soon. But when he came and did a tour of my room, I had my Royal Blues in here, and there were tons of babies. And I noticed maybe a week or two after that, the babies in that tank, there weren't many babies. There were maybe only 2 or 3. So I was like, I don't know, maybe I overfed or maybe something happened. So then I cut down on feeding. I noticed it just got a little bit blurry there. I don't know what's going on with that. There we go. I just had to swipe my finger over the camera. But I think I may have been overfeeding, so I cut down on the feeding. But then even a day, maybe 3 or 4 days later actually, I found one of my favorite, the most beautiful one was dead, and I was like, oh god, I hope it's just a fluke. But I knew it kind of wasn't a fluke. And then 2 days later there's another dead one, so I was like, alright, this isn't a fluke, let's get the Royal Blues out of there. So the Royal Blue Tigers are in this 10-gallon right here, right next to my desk, so I could keep an eye on them now. And I think the main problem, I was going to label this video Good Ideas, Bad Ideas, because I thought I've had some good ideas that turned out to be bad ideas. One of them being, hey, let's take my Royal Blue Tigers and throw them in a 29-gallon tank, even though I don't have very many of them. So I basically pulled all my Royal Blues that I had left, and I had about 12 or 13 left. And as you see, I could still have some very nice ones. This female here is real nice. There's a nice female here, real nice one on the wood back there. And the one on the wood back there is actually buried. So they're breeding in here. Some of the babies I pulled out that survived. But I just started with 12 of these, and they were breeding like crazy. And now I'm left with 12, including the juvies. So something was going on. So I moved them into a 10-gallon tank that's very plain, as you can see, compared to some of these other tanks, that are just kind of full of stuff. So I left it very plain to keep an eye on them, because I didn't even know that I was losing Royal Blues, basically, because the tank was so big and I had so few shrimp. I didn't even realize that I was losing them. So there's a good idea that I was like, hey, I'll put them in this huge tank, and that way when they breed I don't have to worry about it, and I can get thousands of them. No, bad idea. If you only have a couple shrimp, keep them in a small tank. That way, you can keep an eye on the shrimp, make sure that, if there's a death, you could get it out quick. Some of these tanks I'm going to go through, this tank for sure, and take out all the busyness. They're too busy. If a shrimp dies, I can't see it, and then, you know, it could be sitting back there under the moss, and how do I know there's a dead shrimp? The water quality goes down, bada boom, bada bing. So I'm going to start clearing up my tanks, making them more clear like that. But continuing the story, the Royal Blues are in here. They were doing great in here. Nothing was in that tank. Drained it, pretty much reset, let it cycle again as a Caridina tank, because as you can see I have my soil towers in there now. So there's 3 real tall soil towers that are holding my Brightwell soil, and you may have seen by now that my pure red line shrimp are in here. So I took all of my pure red lines that I could find and got them into this tank. And the reason for that is because they were on the uphill doing fantastic, so well in their 10-gallon that you may recall that I moved them to this 55-gallon tank that I set up here, that the light keeps shifting on me. But this is the 55-gallon. Oh, I'm so stuck. Look, there's just no room back here. Got to move my chair. But this is the 55-gallon that I set up for them. And they were doing so great, and then all of a sudden 3 deaths. Next day 3 deaths. The next day 3 deaths, and they were just dying off on me. And I think I didn't have enough soil in here, so I added another tower here and 3 more towers over there. And now the pH is finally getting down there, but even though the pH was still low, I'm measuring, all my parameters are good. Everything looks fine, but the PRL were still dying on me. They were mixed in here with my red Rili shrimp too, which I haven't gotten out. I got as many out as I could and put the red Rilis in here. So this tank just has tons and tons of red Rili shrimp in there. Not the best quality, all of them, but hey. But yeah, tons of red Rili. But anyway, back to the story. So the 55-gallon, I'm basically trying to clear all the shrimp out of here so I could do a tank reset like I did on the 29-gallon here. So once I could do a tank reset on here, I'm good. And this is why you should always buy good wood. This wood I pulled off the beach, and since all my water parameters seem great, everything's fine, I'm assuming there was probably something on the wood and it's causing issues. So I need a complete water change. Fill it up with water, let it soak, drain it, fill it up with water, let it soak, drain it. Let anything that's in that wood leach out, and don't put anything in this tank for at least a month or 2, and just let that wood leach into the water, and hopefully that'll solve the issue. Fill it back up, and then we'll see what we're going to do with it then. But the plants are doing great. The wood looks great. The tank looks fantastic. It's just the shrimp weren't doing great. The Rilis were doing fine, but they're Neos, you know. They'll do anything. They were breeding like crazy in here. This tank's got nothing in it. This is a newer tank that I set up. I did have a couple Royal Blues in here, but I decided no, they're all going back into that 10-gallon so I could keep an eye on them. Because again, I didn't want to do the same thing where I put tons of shrimp, or just a couple shrimp in this big tank, and then I never see them and they crawl somewhere and die, and then who knows what's going on. Sorry about the glare here. I'm trying to get an angle where you know, you could actually see the tank without the glare. But it's hard. This is actually a very beautiful tank. It's just kind of dark because of my crappy lights, and because there's lots of tannins from the wood in that water. I'm going to have to drain that. For those of you who didn't see, I do have automatic water change, or top-offs, not water change going on. I have float valves in all of these tanks that are hooked up to my RO. So basically when the water drops too low, the float valve will drip some RO into the water. So I don't have to top off any of them on this rack. They're all connected through this polycarbonate greenhousing material. And they're just teed off and hosed into each other. But anyways, let's show you the new rack that was in the title of the video. So here's the new rack. If you don't know what my shrimp room looks like, I'll take you outside and then back in. So basically you walk into my office / shrimp room, and there's my desk where I work. I work from home, and I'm surrounded by all my fish, which is in shrimp, which is fantastic. But you walk in, you have the tank that's in the wall, tank under it, 20 gallon on top, two 20 gallon longs underneath it. This is the new rack, which holds 6 10 gallons, and on top I made them Caridina tanks. And here I have my yellow King Kongs, and they're breeding and doing fantastic in this tank. My Pintos are in here. You can see I got a red zebra in front. There's a black zebra. Black spot Pinto. And that one looks like a Missouri Blue Bolt to me. The little guy that's coming towards us, right in the center. But I bought him as a black spot Pinto, or blackhead Pinto, or whatever. See this one in the front here? That one's supposed to be the same kind. But to me it looks like a Blue Bolt Missouri. But who knows, if it has Pinto genes, I gotta keep it in here. I don't want to put it and mix them with my other guys, even though it doesn't matter. I moved half of my population of Blue Bolts and Shadow Pandas into this tank because I had a loss in the original tank. So if you see over here, I have this apparatus going, which is actually just jiggle around some eggs, because I had a buried female that I lost in this tank, and immediately I panicked because of all my other losses. So I made an egg tumbler out of a specimen container and an air stone, and I'm just going to tumble these eggs around. I know I got to disconnect the eggs a little better. I'm going to get in there a little bit later and separate those eggs, but they're just tumbling around for now. And I took, in here we have the rest of my Shadow Pandas and Blue Bolts. So I just decided to take, you know, half of the population, half of the good ones, half of the not so good ones. So I have like a good one, like a really nice Shadow Panda there I left, and then like a not so nice Shadow Panda, just with a little bit of blue, you know, a nice pretty nice Blue Bolt. And then I took another pretty nice Blue Bolt, if we can find them, and put them in here. There. So there's a pretty nice Blue Bolt in this tank. So I tried to get an even spread of good and bad in both tanks, just till the genes spread out, because I want the good Blue Bolt genes to get into the bad Shadow Pandas, and the good Shadow Panda genes to get into the bad Blue Bolts, if that makes sense. But once I have a good enough population of good Shadow Pandas and good Blue Bolts, then I will separate them into their own lines. But for now I want to get like these real nice blue genes from that Blue Bolt into the Pandas. See, as you can see, that Blue Bolt's not so great, but it's a Missouri type, so hey, still pretty nice. I'm loving these. I was calling them Black Cloud Pintos. I'm loving them. These tanks down here, setting up for Caridina tanks. Well, oh yeah, that brings me to my good idea, bad idea thing that I was talking about. So as you can see, these tanks are a little different than my other ones. I don't know if you noticed the difference, but they have that plastic mesh instead of the soil towers right on the tank. I decided the soil towers, like right in here, if you look at this tank, you can see how much room those towers take up. There's one even hidden back behind there. And I'm thinking that this is barely enough soil, because this is just getting it down. If we look at my pH color chart, it's getting it down to like right in between here, barely below 7. Where with these towers, I can fit enough soil in them to get it down to 6.4 and even the yellow of 6, without it distracting too much from the tank. As you can see, the tank looks empty and very nice, like not taking up very much room, and it has more soil than what my soil towers would have done, taking up a lot more room. So this is going to be my new method. done with the soil towers. So I have a soil tower in here that these 3 tanks are going to get ripped down, and I'm going to have to silicone the mesh on like I did to those 3, and those are going to be Caridina tanks too. And then basically the yellow King Kongs were in this tank, which is now empty, and it has Neo water in it. And then over here we have orange eye red ghosts. There's a little guy up front. Oh, 2 little guys. But these are the orange eye red ghosts I got from Andrew Wayne. They were gorgeous. They are small, but he told me they'd be small when I ordered them. And I have 1 left that was an import from Joe Chang, from the ones that I got from him a while back. Unfortunately, I lost the rest of them. But as you can see, soil towers in here too. So as soon as we get the tanks on the new rack set up, these guys are probably going to get moved to the new rack, and then this will be a Neo tank as well, and then everything over here will be Neocaridina or Tigers. So then I don't have to worry about what's going on where. So that basically this whole this whole line of 10 gallons. Susan, good night, thank you. But this whole wall will be Neos. And then up here we'll have all Guppies, because right now this is all Guppies on top, with the exception of my pumpkin shrimp. So the pumpkin shrimp's going to get probably moved down there, or somewhere over here, because basically I want everything to be organized. And then this is Sulawesi, more Guppies down here, blue Moscows, and then this will all be Caridina too. I'll have my pure red lines there, and Sulawesi up here. It's a beautiful one was out. They're so shy. They see the camera, they want to run. Beautiful shrimp. I love these guys. But yep, Sulawesi tank up there. Zoom out. This will be the same tank because there's babies in here. There's lots of babies. I've been pulling them out. I've pulled out 4 already to pull into the other tank, and I know there's still probably a ton in here. But let's see if I could find some of the ones that I pulled out, because they were hanging out on the wall and just real close up front here. Let's see. There were 2 baby. There's a real small baby shadow panda. See that guy? Look how small he is compared to my finger. But yeah. And look at that blue. That's what I'm talking about. There's 2 of them. There's another one right up in front. But yeah, look at the blue on those guys. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm hoping that a nice shadow panda and a nice blue, real blue bolt, like one of the extreme blue bolts I got from Jackson that was the descendants of the championship winners from last year. I'm hoping that those guys bred together, and that's why these guys are so nice and blue, and that's the plan. I'm super glad we got those on film. But my pure red line, I got these from Tommy Lamb over at Shrimp Fever. Picked them up in person. I think I only got like 10 of them, and even after I had all those losses where I probably lost about 20, this tank's still full of them. And if you look, like, buried female, buried female, buried female, buried female, like, oh, buried female. Like, this tank is going to be exploding with babies very, very soon. Like, oh man, all the baby females over, buried females over there. There's one. There's one. There's one. Like, so I think just right there I just saw like what, 8 or 9 buried females. Down here we have the purple grass grow out tank, Purple grass, red grass. All the males I've separated into my tank upstairs. I'm not going to show that tonight. This tank is, the moss is going nuts. We have white ghost bees in this tank. These came from Jeff Lidberg, originally from Eric Lucas's colony over at Disco Bee. But there was a bunch of amazing. Yeah, these the roots on these Amazon frog bit, they actually are driving me crazy because I got to keep grabbing them and cutting them, literally pulling the roots out and cutting them, because they get so long that they stop the flow of the tank. So I recently, like, as you can see, the roots in here are real long or short because I grabbed them and just cut them off and put them back in, because the roots are just, like, there's no flow over on this side of the tank because the roots just block it all off. But yeah, that's I think that's about it on the update. I'm gonna go back and read your comments now, guys. So let me take a seat in my chair, because I realized I wasn't addressing any of your comments. Scroll with this finger. Oh, Merry Christmas, everyone. It's everyone just exchanging Merry Christmases. Susan said, sorry for my losses. I know, it's okay, but they're doing great. Buried tigers, buried PRLs. So we're good. We're good to go. I like the innovation of the bunker wall soil filter. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. Mary Beth, I'm going to send out your frog bit on Monday. I didn't want to send it over the weekend because in case it got stuck over the weekend somewhere. Do I have fancy tigers? No, I don't have fancy tigers, but I could show you all my tigers. I have a bunch of duckweed too. Nissy. Awesome, that's funny. Switch to duckweed. Yeah, I have a bunch of that. But here, let me switch my camera. And you guys already saw the royal blue tigers here. So, next tank of tigers would be these guys, which are just your normal... I don't know about these guys. I got them at the local fish store just under the label of tiger. But everyone I asked seems to think that it's tie bee because of the white. Yeah, they are really cool looking. That's why I bought them. I got them for $3 each, and one of them was buried in here, but I haven't seen any of the babies yet. But I ended up picking up 5 of them, and they're really cool looking. But problem is, I don't exactly know what they are. So what am I going to do with that? But they're good for experiment shrimp. But yeah, they're... If it would zoom or focus here, they look super cool. They have blue, white, a little bit of black. I mean, so they're either really low-grade tigers, tie bees, or who knows. But there'll be some good experiment tigers. Should be called zebras. Pretty adorable, whatever they are. Good call, Missy. These are Galaxy tigers. Got these from Tommy Lamb over at Shrimp Fever, and he actually gave me these for free. On my way out the door, I saw him after I already paid for my order, and he was like, "Oh, you like them? Why don't you just take a couple?" And he bagged up like 6 of them for me, 5 of them actually, I think. And he just gave them to me for free, which is fantastic. I haven't seen any buried or even saddles yet, and these guys are very hard to tell male from female, at least for me. But these Galaxy Tigers are really, really cool. I know Jeff Lidberg also has a colony that he's trying to line breed. Nope, YouTube's not going to focus on that guy. But anyway, as far as newer shrimp go, I have these Bloody Marys that are fantastic from So Shrimp. But they are gorgeous. Sorry, the glare is really bad on these top tanks. It's really hard to get a shot for you. But the Bloody Mary tank, no buried in there yet, but I just got them like 2 weeks ago. These were a pickup from the local fish store. Yellow Neos. I said I would never get them just because how Rob says that they just don't breed for them and they do so bad for them, but we'll see. This, I didn't want to put them in the 20 gallon, but this was the only tank I had available. They were kind of, I went to the local fish store to sell some frog bit, and I saw the yellow Neos, and they looked really nice. I know you can't really see them. They looked really nice. So I picked up 6 of them. I'm trying to find another one. They're always up in this wood, so it's hard to find them. Oh, there's one sticking out over there. But basically, they were a spur of the moment. I didn't really have a tank set up other than this one, so I had no choice other than to throw them in this 20. But I would have liked to have rather thrown them in a 10. So they might get moved soon, but probably not. We'll see how they do before I move them. My Blue Dreams. I have a 10 gallon here of my Blue Dreams colony that I got from Joe Chang. That were imports, and they throw a lot of culls, a lot of different culls. And then I have my Blue Dream colony over here that I started from the higher grade ones over here that are actually starting to do pretty well. Again, the glare, it's hard to get them, but these guys are starting to do pretty well. We'll see how they do. You already saw that tank. Down here we have the Sapphire Shrimp. We're never going to see them in that mess. Again, like I said, I got to clear out some of these tanks for sure. Look at all that guppy grass. But they're breeding like crazy in there. The shrimp are loving it. But again, it's hard to see if there's a dead one in there. So, but the shrimp are doing good in there. This is the pumpkin shrimp tank. I pulled out some of the higher grade ones that I really liked, and I threw them up in this tank. They hang out on the other side. I'll actually show you on the other side because they're generally over here. Yeah. So, pulled out some of the nicer ones. Here's another one. And they're buried up in here. So, yep, there's another nice one down in there. So, yeah, hopefully I'll have a nice high quality grade pumpkin shrimp tank here. Moved my Red Dragon Guppy females are here. Platinum Tiger female. Full black dorsal, or full black females. And then down here we have the Blue Moscows females. And some more pumpkin shrimp. But as you can see, I have lots of hornwort in there, or Carolina fanwort. The Sulawesi tank. There's 12 Sulawesi Cardinals, and 2 of them are blue ghosts that I paid a pretty penny for, but they do come out a lot. Believe it or not, the blue ghosts I see more than the red cardinals. But unfortunately that's not the case now, but normally I see them from the other side of the tank. But we already saw my orange eye red ghosts from Andrew Wayne. Kind of low grade red Rili. Black Rose. This tank is doing fantastic. I actually cannot believe my cull rate. There's not such a nice one, but I mean, I'm getting like 25% Black Rose out of these, which is fantastic, I think. Here's my red cherry shrimp tank. Again, way too much foliage. Can't see what's going on. And then we're back to our pumpkins. Showed you everything over there. Oh, I didn't show you these guys. Blue Delta females. Nothing in that at the moment. And that brings us full circle. You guys saw everything. Everything except, hey, look at that. Everything except my male guppies, which are upstairs. I can show you my cool Shrimp All-Stars poster. Oh, is that an autograph? Oh, is that autographed by Chris Lukup? Oh, I think it is. I think it is. Alright, guys. I think that's it for this one. Oh, let's scroll through your comments real quick. They should be called zebras. I'm not sure. Oh, you're probably talking about the tiger shrimp. Nissy loves Bloody Mary. Sorted Newcourt. Couldn't you divide a 20 in half like they do for betas? I could probably. I probably could do that. Merry Christmas, Roma. You too, Fish Tropic. Shrimp do like to climb. They would probably climb right over that. Yeah, that'd be hard. Put a piece of foam, but they would still want to go over and out, or it would be hard. If you have a foam divider, yeah. See, yeah, it would be rough. That's why I got rid of the matin filters, because I felt like, see that pile of old matin filters. I felt like the shrimp were climbing up and over them, and it was just worrying me too much. So now I have about $200 worth of foam. Just sit and look up. More of them back there. They're just matin filters everywhere. But anyways, guys, I meant to do like a quick 10-minute update, and I've been talking for over a half hour now. So I love you guys. Keep on shrimping. What up, Fish Fam? All you good stuff. I don't know. Like, comment, subscribe, share. I'm out. Later.